Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back for another video talking about what the hell is Kabam doing. And it's actually not to do with the Elder difficulty. We just made a video talking about that after having 100% of it after the change. So if you want to check out that video, go ahead. I'll put a link in the description. But we're going to get to the task at hand today. And this video, we're going to be focused on the energy refill and just the energy economy when it comes to the game. And now the reason why I mentioned, and we're currently on the Elder difficulty screen, that's actually important because personally, I can only speak for myself here, but with my account, I have never, not once in the last few years, have I ever ran out of energy. Not a single time. It's been the complete opposite. I have just had refill after refill after refill just naturally expire in the overflow. You know, I've had just absolute overabundance. I have been drowning in energy refills. I cannot, like, I have probably had hundreds of energy refills expire in the last couple of years. You know, energy has never been an issue. Let me show you my current energy stockpile. Health and energy. Oh, wait. There's no energy refills in here. Are they bugged? Are they gone? No, I don't have any. For the first time, again, in years, I do not have an energy refill on hand. That's not supposed to happen. That doesn't happen. Now, why has it happened? Well, because of Kabam. They have made changes to the energy economy. So let's go ahead and pull up this post and see what they said. So this was a couple of days ago now at this point, the 13th. I'm recording this on the 15th. So, energy refills and the energy economy. So, we've heard your feedback and seen the posts and videos about the reduction in earnable energy refills, and we want to address it directly. Energy is a key part of how the team balances gameplay, especially in modes where we intentionally want there to be some level of entry friction to maintain pacing and ensure different modes of gameplay are meaningful. This element of the game has been completely removed in recent years. Our goal is to return energy ecosystem to a place where most summoners have what they need for their day-to-day play, but not a massive surplus beyond that. We will continue to monitor and make changes in the coming months. We have some changes we are ready to commit to, so we are going to announce those now. For starters, we're going to be reducing the solo raise energy cost to 1 energy per tile, allowing you to engage with the mode without burning your whole energy bar. This should allow for more experimentation that the mode was designed for. I don't really hear anyone talking about solo raids, you know, so I don't really think it's a big deal to begin with, to even really have such a prevalent place in this conversation, but okay. Second, we're going to remove energy refills from the 4-hour crystals and add 2 per week back to the Alliance weekly super event. These 4-hour crystals are a significant source of energy refills. However, we know players generally don't want to open 4-hour crystals until they need the revive/potions to complete a resource intensive quest. Speaking of those free crystals, actually, I opened up might have been my first ever time opening up Valiant free crystals today. When I was doing Elder difficulty, again, because I ran out completely. I was at 2,040 of these Valiant free crystals. I opened up 40 of them, and out of those 40, I managed to pull 2 energy refills because I needed them to get through Elder EQ. So, they tend to sit there until we launch a big event quest. When this happens, players open the crystals and accumulate a huge overflow of refills, most of which expire unused. With this change, it seems the crystals will now have a slightly higher chance of dropping revives. The resource players are usually opening the crystals for, and it will also mean a steady stream of refills without being forced to open these crystals. Will it though? So finally, alongside Season 34 of Battlegrounds, the team plans on depreciating Elder Marks. As of now, barring unforeseen circumstances, this starts on November 26th. When we do this, 2 things will happen. We will be reducing the Battlegrounds entry cost to 10 energy per match, and I believe it's 15 currently for a ranked match. And then 2, we will be adding more energy refills back into the economy to account for the removal of Elder Marks. Now, that is a massive change because a lot of people, especially people that don't play Battlegrounds like religiously, you can get through an entire Battleground season without using any energy. You just match and do your matches with Elder Marks. So this would be a big change to that. So over the next few months, the team will continue to assess the energy ecosystem. Stay tuned for a dev diary in the coming weeks that will explain in great detail why we're making these and other changes in the game. So this did not go over well. And 2 days later, we have already seen a follow-up message. But man, like, these are such massive, massive changes to the game, especially when you start screwing with our free 4-hour crystals. What I would just love to see in game, if there was a way, since we're talking about energy right now, what I would love to see, if there was just a way, when you're at max energy, just to hit a button, and it's a little bottle button, and boom, you bottle up your energy. So boom. Let's say I was at 71. I'd have to be at 71 out of 71. All right, I hit the bottle icon. Boom. My energy depletes to 0. 0 out of 71. But I bottled it all up into a refill that I can use at a later time. I've always wanted to see something like that in game. There's so many times where, yeah, one part of the month I have no need for energy, I have nothing to do, and then like 2 weeks later I need like 20, 25, 30 refills to get through content. Like that happens. So if I could just bottle up my energy, like, I would love something like that personally. It's something I've thought about a lot. And just since we're talking about energy, I figured I would just mention it. I'm not saying this is going to be a thing. I'm not saying Kabam should do this. It's just an idea that I personally like, and that I thought of probably like 8 years ago. But anyways, let's move on now to Kabam's reply. So, important follow-up on energy. Greetings, Summoners. Thank you for taking the time to share your passionate feedback on the recent energy announcement. One thing is for certain. You love this game, and we love this game. That's why we're all here. We've been digging into your posts, videos, and forum threads, and most of all, we see you calling out the impact on pacing and accessibility. We're taking action to make things better. The team has decided to pivot the current plans on the energy ecosystem overhaul. Here's what we're rolling out right away to ease some of the friction you're all feeling. Most importantly, we're going to be adding 1 full energy refill to the top milestone of the daily super event. Okay, now this, finally I read something, I'm like, hey, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. That's awesome. It's become a little bit rare when I'm reading a post from Kabam and I have that type of gut reaction. Like, the first thing is like, that's awesome. Like, I read that and I'm like, wow, that's freaking awesome. Like, the daily super event, is so important. Like, sometimes the literally only reason I log in a day is just to make sure I complete the daily super event, and then I don't bother touching the game for the rest of the day. I have days like that all the time. Like, at least one of those days a week. Typically on the weekend when I'm busy, really busy, and I just don't have time for the game. But I'll still try my best, and sometimes I miss it. Sometimes I genuinely completely miss the daily super event. I try to not let that happen, but it happens, man. I'd be lying if it didn't happen. So, like, that's something that I personally try to always make sure I do. And I feel like a lot of you guys probably also try to always get that done, at least, in a day. So, the fact that we're going to have 1 energy refill daily in that, I love that. That is a great change. So this change will be effective immediately and will be live tomorrow when the event resets. So that's good. I like that. We're also going to be keeping energy refills inside of the 4-hour crystals. Okay, so they're completely backpedaling that change now, and we will be sticking to the plan of reducing the energy cost and solar rates to 1 energy per tile, which is a good thing. But like I said earlier, like, I just feel like solar rays is such a small aspect of the game, and energy is such a big aspect of the game, and it's just it's really being focused on here for how tiny of an aspect it is, in my opinion, of the game. I don't know, but okay. As for Elder Marks, that's a big deal. We've taken your concerns to heart, and we are re-evaluating. This update was planned for a few months out, and we're currently exploring alternative options to ensure the best possible outcome. But we need a bit more time to nail down the details. While we don't have a firm ETA yet, rest assured this decision is a priority. Thank you again, the Marvel Contest of Champions team. So man, it has been quite the turbulent couple of weeks for Kabam, dude. And yeah, man, like I said, like I've been so busy with the end of the Battleground season and just real life before the end of the Battleground season. Like that's had my attention. Now I can finally start focusing on just making content and videos again and catching up with everything that's going on. And it's like, holy crap, man, what is Kabam doing? Yeah. So really genuinely curious to hear all your guys' thoughts and feedback on this. Please drop a comment. Let me know how you're feeling, what your thoughts are. And like the Elder Mark change would be such a big deal for Battlegrounds, just for like getting matches. Like I would not want to have to be just buying refills to play Battlegrounds. That's not going to feel good. Elder Marks have actually kind of created, you know, a unique thing in Battlegrounds where they're like the solo event is scrapped now. We still have the alliance event, but it's just like using the Elder Marks just as a way to find matches. I like, and I don't necessarily want that changed. But yeah, the fact that we're getting an energy refill now in the daily super event, that is great. I do like that. Some of the only good news. But yeah, it's good that they're listening. You know, at least Kabam, for all their faults, you know, at least they're actually listening and taking feedback and taking action on that feedback quickly. You know, Kabam of the past, man, they'd be like, yeah, we hear you, and then they wouldn't do anything. Or, yeah, we hear you, and then like a month earliest, we actually see something get changed. You know, this is, sure, they're screwing up a lot, but at least they're listening and they're willing to make changes. That does give me some hope for the future, when things get really bad like this. But yeah, dude, I'm hopeful that MCOC will rebound, get back on track, get back to just having fun, and not making these types of videos multiple times a week saying, Kabam, what the hell are you doing to the game that we all love? Because, you know, I think this is a very important part of this post. We all love the game, man. You know, if you're sitting here watching this video, don't lie to yourself. You love the game deep down. You do. We all know this game has so much potential. And all of us just really want to see Kabam really start scratching and tapping into that potential while not milking the money so much. You know? And I think they just got to find that balance. Because we all do love the game, and we all believe in the potential that this game has. Otherwise, we wouldn't be playing it. Or that's what I like to believe anyways. But, yeah, guys, that is going to go ahead and wrap it up for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Something that I had also thought about kind of earlier in Battlegrounds was just like, if it had, when it first came out, was it could have had its own energy. You know, Alliance Quest has its own energy. Alliance War has its own energy. Make a purple one up and give that to Battlegrounds. You know, you can do one match every 45 minutes or something, and you get 6 of those energies. So you can do 6 matches a day or something like that, you know. Just spitballing ideas here, but that could totally be a thing, you know. It doesn't take, you don't need to just take away Elder Marks and then just default it to the regular energy. Battlegrounds isn't a regular quest, just like Alliance Quest and Alliance War isn't. So you can totally create a unique energy source for that is rechargeable. You know, like there's so many things Kabam can do, and that's why we, as a community, you know, need to brainstorm. Think about good idea. We don't have to, but it can surely help. Because, you know, clearly Kabam, I don't know where they get their ideas from, but they're usually not the best. So that's why we need to come up with better ideas. And that is what you guys are damn good at, coming up with good ideas. So drop them in the comment section down below. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great, wonderful day. Peace.